Coming up, the latest on another shooting incident, this time in Paintsville.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Since last week's deadly shootout in Floyd County, we've heard and reported on several situations involving police, some turning out to be nothing like what was feared initially. Police in Paintsville received a shots fired call this evening, which did land one woman, Shonda Conley, in jail, but thankfully no one was injured. And WYMT's Jordan Mullins was at the scene and spoke to first responders about the incident.
On Wednesday, several agencies in Johnson County responded to a call at Paintsville's Southside Apartments.
We received call south side of a shooting that took place.
When officers arrived, they discovered the shooter, Shonda Conley, had fired a shot from her upstairs apartment.
She actually fired the shot through her apartment wall, and it hit the truck, which had a female approximately 3 feet from the truck. I mean, it could have been a real serious incident.
When officers entered her apartment, they had to forcibly remove Conley, who was intoxicated.
She has a odor coming from her that we believe is alcohol, and we've been informed she's been drinking quite a bit today from another subject.
And after recent events in Floyd County, Holbrook says officers are on edge.
Your heart drops, you know, not just for us, for everyone. I was excited when I found out everybody was fine and we was able to put one in custody from these kind of actions.
But he is thankful no one was hurt. In Paintsville, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Paintsville Officer Jonathan Holbrook wanted to thank several departments for responding to tonight's incident, including the Johnson County Sheriff's Office, Kentucky State Police, and the Paintsville Fire Department. Shonda Conley faces several charges, including wanton endangerment, attempt to disarm a peace officer, assault, and resisting arrest.
Another active weather day in the mountains today. 2 rounds of thunderstorms, one of which even had a tornado warning associated with it at one point. The good news, the storms have moved out and we haven't gotten too many reports of damage. Outside right now, all is calm as we head through the evening hours. Still a few showers across portions of southwest Virginia, into portions of, really into Leslie County and even into the Big Sandy, but all is mostly quiet out there. We did get a few reports of trees down, several clustered around the Mountain Parkway there, the entrance to the Kentucky River Valley, but we did have a report of multiple trees down in Isom and a few reports of trees down as you headed into southwest Virginia and as well into the northern parts of Floyd County. Our severe weather threat has mostly ended for tonight. The level 1 risk mostly pushed off to the east. You can see the last 6 hours of motion, plenty of active weather pushed through the mountains with damaging winds and heavy rain. The calling cards, we're looking upstream. Yeah, there's a few showers across Illinois, but for the most part, things are looking quieter tonight. So off and on showers and storms, more off than on as we head through the evening. We're into the low 70s, a mild and muggy overnight around the mountains. Now coming up, I'll have the very latest on when we could see more showers and storms. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. Captain Ralph Frazier served his community for nearly 4 decades. He was a school resource officer at Prestonsburg High School. During his funeral today, Frazier was remembered for his sense of humor and ultimately giving his life to save others. Captain Frazier's funeral marks the second of 4 services this week, honoring the 3 officers and a K-9 killed in an ambush nearly 1 week ago. Victor Puente was at Frazier's service.
During his funeral today, Captain Ralph Frazier's friends described him as many things: a father, a grandfather, a good officer.
He was our friend. He was our jokester, but he was also, like the mayor said, our mentor.
Those jokes seemed to be Ralph's way of connecting to the people he cared about.
For the man he was and the way he was. From turning a taser on and throwing it in your cruiser on you, to pepper spraying your drinks. He lit up every room he went in.
Officers from across the country came to Prestonsburg today to help his family say goodbye. There's also a group from Billy Graham Ministries who came to provide counseling to anyone who wanted to talk. They said they'd seen first responders who stopped in, knowing they had multiple funerals to go to.
It amplifies already the emotions that you have, the grief, the anger, the uncertainty, and the confusion. By being so many more, it amplifies those already existing emotions.
Frazier served Floyd County for more than 39 years, first with the Sheriff's Department, then with Prestonsburg Police. His chief said Captain Frazier drove to that scene knowing it was dangerous, but also knowing his colleagues needed help.
But you know, still many of us are going to continue to ask the question, simply why? But these answers don't come easy, or if at all. The best that we can do is trust in God and that He is in control.
That was Victor Puente reporting. Mayor Les Stapleton said when Frazier approached him about becoming the school resource officer, he told him, "You'll have to give up smoking." He said he would do it because it was a job he wanted that much. Services for Prestonsburg officer Jacob Chaffins will be tomorrow. Chaffins was a 3-year veteran with the force. He was only 28 years old. He was also a veteran of the Kentucky National Guard. His funeral is at 1 tomorrow afternoon at the Mountain Arts Center. The family has requested no media coverage inside the MAC for his service, and we will respect their wishes. He will be buried at Gethsemane Gardens, where Deputy William Petrie and Captain Ralph Frazier were also laid to rest. And a memorial service will be held Friday for K-9 Officer Drago. Drago served the Floyd County Sheriff's Office for several years. His memorial will be Friday evening at 6, also at the Mountain Arts Center. No words exist that will ever truly comfort the families of the officers killed in the line of duty last week during the ambush in Allen. While so many try to find the right words and the right guidance in someone or something, Shannon Litton shows us how one man is putting his thoughts on paper and his voice on a song to help those in his community heal.
Time. It's a sleepy little place, feels like time stands still. In today's fast-paced world, there is never enough of it. You know about everyone's face and the hollers and hills. Often the time we do have together is inadvertently taken for granted. Everybody's hurting and just trying to deal with it. Time that is now cherished the most. From the day it boiled over, some people got killed by those who can't have any of it back. It could have been me. That limited time. It could have been you. Now turn to infinite memories. Why do people, as 3 heroes are memorialized, do what they do? Not just for how they died. Gunshots fired. But for who they were. Everybody get down. And how they lived. This ain't supposed to happen. It's the reason Nicholas Jamerson in our town wrote this 3-minute song. It's hard to wrap your head around losing someone you know. It's what he knows best. Music, what he leans on when times get tough. With hopes, this song helps others process the emotion, the grief, the pain.
I can write this song, but that doesn't even begin to touch the effect that the impact that these people made.
As he thinks of the families of these fallen heroes.
I can't imagine what they're going through, and just to that swiftly have someone take it out of their life, we need to be there for each other.
He stays optimistic in witnessing how unspeakable tragedy has brought people far and near together, hoping people take the time.
I just think the next couple days, really keep the families in thoughts and prayers.
To be there for one another.
At the end of the day, they're people and they're humans. Despite the flaws in the system, it's like these people literally every day put their lives on the line.
Shannon Litton, WYMT Mountain News.
Jamerson says he is working to record the song inside a recording studio in Prestonsburg. He says he's looking at different ways he can support the families of the officers, some of whom he knew personally, in the weeks to come. And you can help the victims' families through the Fallen Heroes of Floyd County Fund. County leaders set that up. The Floyd County Community Foundation is still taking donations as well. That's an online form through the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky. We have a link for you on WYMT.com. You can also find all our coverage there, including the entire funerals of Deputy William Petrie yesterday and Captain Ralph Frazier today. The latest hearing over Kentucky's abortion ban has ended without a ruling. Today's hearing was on the ACLU's request for a temporary injunction that would block the state's abortion ban until the case is heard. The ACLU and Planned Parenthood sued the state just days after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. The lawsuit claims Kentucky's abortion ban violates the state constitution. Attorney General Daniel Cameron says there is no right to abortion in the state's constitution. The judge asked for additional briefings from both sides by July 18th, saying he will make a ruling after that. Until then, a restraining order blocking the abortion ban is still in effect. Governor Andy Beshear visited Pikeville today for some funding announcements, making a stop at the Pike County Courthouse. With focus aimed at infrastructure, tourism, and more, Governor Beshear announced a total of $2.3 million in funding for projects around Pike County, from a new senior citizen center to upgrades at Bob Amos Park and a pedestrian crossing on Baird Avenue. One of the announcements was more than $350,000 for the Breaks Interstate Park for its Ratliff Hole renovations. Park Superintendent Austin Bradley says the park's partnership with Pikeville is only fitting.
To be here today to accept a check from Governor Beshear to continue to expand and upgrade the Kentucky portion of the park was just very fitting, since it was the people of this community who originally had the vision to establish the park in the first place.
Governor Beshear also announced funding for the Brushy Creek Sycamore Waterline project, which he says will provide clean drinking water to at least 125 families for the first time. Governor Beshear also dropped by Pikeville Medical Center today for an announcement all about access. Pikeville Medical Center is partnering with Galen College of Nursing for a new program to offer another nursing school option to folks in the region. The program received more than $975,000 in funding today, an investment Governor Beshear says is about more than a new health care initiative.
Nursing school training right there at the Pikeville Medical Center complex. It's going to open up more seats to train more nurses. It's going to ensure more Eastern Kentuckians can get that training and then work right here.
Those involved say the partnership will see students in seats in just a few months. Organizations in Hyden are making an effort to feed struggling families in Leslie County this summer with a food drive. With school being out of session, some families find it harder to feed their families. Amanda Wooten, the Hyden Clinic coordinator at the Mountain Comprehensive Care Center, says she's seen families struggle, especially in the summer, since children are not getting meals from school. But Wooten says this food drive makes it easy for the community to help families who need it.
Citizens can just go in there and open the back door of the cruiser and put any non-perishable food items in there.
The cruiser will be in the Save-A-Lot and IGA parking lots taking donations for the food drive until the end of July. Anyone is welcome to donate. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, with more severe weather possible this week, experts are reminding folks about the importance of emergency kits.
And that's correct. We're not done with the severe weather threat after today. The very latest on when more strong storms could move in, coming up next.